What's up, everyone? It's Bones here. In today's video, I'll be continuing my path through Age of Overlords with Vanquish Soul. But before I begin, if you're a fan of in-depth combo videos, new set coverage, and occasional fun stuff that we like to do on the channel, then pick up those controllers and knock some clicks into those thumbs up and subscribe buttons. Now, the first combo that we're going to start off here with is Stake Your Soul plus any other fire monster, and we're going to activate the Stake Your Soul in order to special summon our Rosin from deck, as we'll be able to use the effect of Rosin, which will add our first new card, the Vanquish Soul Xiaolong. And the Xiaolong is a worm level 5 fire that reads, if you reveal a card in your hand to activate a Vanquish Soul card or effect except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Quick effect, you can activate one of these effects by revealing monsters in your hand with the listed attributes. Fire, change the battle position of one monster on the field. 2 fires, add one Vanquish Soul card from your deck to your hand, except Xiaolong. You can only use each effect of Xiaolong once per turn, and cannot activate more than one in the same chain. So this is a really nice effect that synergizes very well with the Rosin, as you're able to then use the Rosin effect on board so that you can trigger the Xiaolong, giving you an extra body, and this opens up a lot of stuff that I'll be showing in the next few combos, as we're going to go into our rock and then use the effect of the rock, giving us the ability to get back our Xiaolong. And this is the first of 2 cool new ways that I want to show where you can get the 2 fires to get that search from the Xiaolong. I'll be showing the other one in the 3rd or 4th combo, but we're going to then use the effect of the Xiaolong in order to get ourselves the Dr. Madlove, as we have not normal summoned this turn. We'll use the effect of the Dr. Madlove in order to get the search for our second new card, and this is Vanquish Soul Snow Devil. It's a trap card that reads, reveal up to 1 each of dark, earth, and fire monsters in your hand. Apply the following effects in sequence based on the number revealed. 1+, inflict 400 damage to your opponent, then you can special summon 1 Vanquish Soul monster from your hand. So that's just a great effect in itself, but 2+, inflict 600 damage to your opponent. Also, this turn, Vanquish Soul monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. And 3, inflict 800 damage to your opponent, then you can destroy all monsters on the field. You can only activate 1 Snow Devil per turn. And the really cool thing about this is, not only can it be a factor in time, even though you kind of do have to go into your opponent's turn if you want it to work that way, and there may be times where you're not able to do that, but the fact that you're able to special summon off the Rosin that you get back from the rock, and then the Rosin gets you into stuff like Borger or Kaiser Various that happen to be quick effects from the hand during the main phase, it's just an added dimension this deck didn't have before, which gives it even more board presence and a higher ceiling for the deck overall. So we're going to then go into our SP Little Knight, as we do have the extra bodies, and this is where the Xiaolong also comes in very nice, because now you're not just ending on the rock, you have the ability to go into SP Little Knight, set the Snow Devil, and now we can go onto our opponent's turn where we'll use the effect of the Snow Devil, special summon out our Rosin. We can then inflict the burn damage, as we'll also be able to get the search off of Rosin for the Kaiser Various, and then we can wait until the main phase where at any point you can get the Rosin back to your hand and special summon out the Various. Now this second combo will feature Rosin plus Ash Blossom, and we're going to start this one by normal summoning the Rosin. We'll use its effect in order to get ourselves the Xiaolong. We'll be able to use the effect of the Rosin, revealing the Xiaolong so that we can special summon out the Xiaolong with its own effect, and then we can use the Rosin to go into our rock, use the effect of rock, and now because we have that extra fire monster along with the Rosin, we can use the effect of Xiaolong, which will give us the ability to get that search for the Kaiser Various. Now, I would like to keep in mind that in the end of my previous combo, and this combo as well, there's different things that you can search for, because you are searching for a Vanquish Soul card. So if you want to search a Snow Devil, or if you want to search Heavy Borger, those are options that you have. I'm just showing the Kaiser Various because it's something that gives you the board presence if you want to go for that. But it's not changing too much of the overall structure in this combo. Add whatever is necessary when you happen to use its effects. So we're then going to be able to use the effect of the Kaiser Various, putting the Xiaolong back into our hand, special summoning it, and now we'll go on to the next combo, which will be a really fun one. Now in this third combo, and I'll be featuring this version of the list on the deck profile just because there are some interesting ideas that I would like to showcase here. And we're going to start this one with the Sinful Spoils Wanted, I forget the full name of it, talents, which can be any card, and then you also have the Stake Your Soul. Now the reason that you want the any card is because we're going to use the effect of the quick play on the draw phase so that we can play around the droll, get ourselves the witch, as we're then going to be able to use the effect of the witch, pitching the talents or any other card, and then we'll be able to get the original Snake Eyes spell card, which will allow us to get a level 1 on board, but more importantly, it'll actually be able to add us a level 1 fire. Now, we'll then be able to use the effect of our Stake Our Soul or Stake Your Soul, which will be able to special summon out the Rosin, and like this, we can get ourselves the Xiaolong, and we do get to keep that extra fire monster in hand with the Jet Synchron. Now, we can use the effect here of the Rosin, revealing the Xiaolong, as we'll then be able to use the Xiaolong's effect, special summoning it on board. The other cool thing here is that now you have the 2 extra bodies, as we can go to the rock with the Rosin, and then we can go into the SP with these 2, so I think that's really cool also. But we're now going to go into the rock, as we'll be able to use the rock's effect in order to get back Rosin, and now we'll be able to use the effect of the Vanquish Soul Xiaolong in order to get ourselves the search for the Dr. Madlove, as we have not normal summoned yet, and then we'll go into the SP Little Knight, normal summon out our Dr. Madlove. The Dr. Madlove can then get ourselves the Snow Devil, as we'll be able to set the Snow Devil, and we'll also be able to get a draw off of the Dia Bellstar quick play, as we put back the original, get any card, and then we'll set the Snow Devil and end our turn on that. Now, before I go on to the next combo, I would also like to talk about the cool instances where the Jet Synchron can end up being a level 8 synchro play for the deck that happens to give you more possibilities for a disruption, or even just random OTK lines with Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. You have different ways to play around Nib with Omega if you want to play that, so it's just little things like that that made me interested in wanting to show this version. Now, for this next one, I do want to show that the Dia Bellstar stuff does not even need your Rosin or your Stake Your Soul in order to really go. This is just going to show Pantera along with the quick play, and we're going to be able to get ourselves the Witch, as we'll then be able to use the Witch, or we'll use the Pantera first so that we can special summon it out, and then we'll go into the rock, use the effect of the Witch now in order to get ourselves the Sinful Spoils Snake Eye original one, the normal spell card that gets the level 1. We're also going to use the rock at any point of the turn to get back your Pantera, and then we're going to activate the spell card. We're going to send off the Rock of the Vanquish Soul, and that's important because you want to be able to keep your Dark Witch on board for this next play, as we're going to use the effect of the Snake Eye level 1 to add ourselves the Jet Synchron, and then we're going to use the effect of the quick play, putting back the original Sinful Spoil spell, and then we're going to normal summon Pantera, as we'll then be able to go into our rock, and then we'll go into our SP Little Knight. You can go into Draco Berserker of the Tenyi if you decide to get the Jet Synchron on board, which was another option that we did have, and we'll go into our SP Little Knight. I would like to point out that if you did special summon out the Jet Synchron, you also have that level 8 synchro access. Now, with all of the combos out of the way, and I know that there haven't been many the last few videos, but it's just because Konami is releasing very few support cards for many different archetypes, making videos hard to turn into 20-30 minute things without wasting your guys' time, so I'm just going to go over some of the things that I added into the deck before going over what you can take out here, and you'll see that these 6 slots here are what you invest into the Snake Eyes package, and technically 7 with the original Sinful Spoil spell, but the cool thing here is how the Jet Synchron and the level 1 are fires. The one noticeable thing from the previous YCS that I saw was that people were on the 3 quick plays with 1 Dia Bellstar, and I think it just makes a lot of sense because this can add either from the deck or graveyard, so you don't really care if this gets crowed. I mean, it kind of kills the sub-engine, which whatever in the grand scheme of things when you're playing a deck that revolves around a lot more than just the Dia Bellstar stuff. But also, it's kind of cool that it lets you play the Snake Eyes and the Jet Synchron at 1-1 without having to invest the multiple copies of the Witch, which was what really made me kind of think of this idea in the first place. As for the extra deck, you'll see that I indeed do run level 8 synchros, and it's because just the ability to go into the Dia Bellstar, get yourself the original Sinful Spoils, send the Protector or whatever, the Rock, and then get yourself the Jet Synchron, It's just one of those things where if you can go into Scarlight in time or whatever, go into Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, get more damage, it's just another thing that your opponent has to worry about. That said, if you do want to play more of the control variant that we are accustomed to, then these 7 slots would go into stuff like Called by the Grave. You have 3 Dimension Shifter, 3 Crows that you can easily replace these spots in. And if you want to play Fenrir's, you can add in those as well as the Rise Heart. But I just thought that this was an interesting concept to showcase for people looking for different options and things that they would like to test. Outside of that, I think everything else is pretty self-explanatory. You play the 3 Rosin and the 3 Stake Your Soul, because it's the consistency cards of the deck. Same thing with Dr. Madlove being able to get your Monster Reborn spell, the Continue, and then you have the Pantera, you also have the double Heavy Borger and the double Kaiser Varius, the 3 Xiaolong, the 3 Ash Blossoms, and the 1 Thrust and the 2 Talons, with the 3 Imperms as your going second cards. You play the 3 Xiaolong because you do want to see it. It is a fire monster at the end of the day, and being able to trigger it off of any Vanquish Soul on field effect is just an added dimension that this deck has felt like it needed. Then I would also like to talk about the 1 Snow Devil. I think that this is a card you definitely want to play because it's a trap card that helps you play around your opponent hitting your board with something like Book of Eclipse or Dark Ruler, and then being able to extend beyond those things and get that rosin from your hand on board during your opponent's turn, getting you that extra search, which can then put rosin back into the hand. It's just too much advantage over time, but I don't think that it's worth playing at 3 either because it's still a trap card. Now, we then have the 1 Terraforming, the 1 Rhoda. These are just consistency cards, and actually the Terraforming should not be in here. I'm just going to put Called by the Grave. I had the Terraforming in there because it is from my old list where I was playing the Kashtira Raid Sloth and the 3 Fenrirs and stuff like that, but you can just entirely disregard that Terraforming altogether. And outside of that, I really don't have much else to say about the main deck, as I feel I've gone over every card here. The Prosp and the Dia Bellstar Quick Play can be kind of conflicting, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's not to the point where it's not worth cutting either, just because the Prosperity is always going to be a great consistency card for the deck, and you have the extra deck space stuff to banish for it where you don't really care much about it. The Dia Bellstar stuff just gets you more consistent access into a fire monster. Now, I'll go over the extra deck here, as we have the Typhon, the Zeus, the number 41 Abyss Dweller, the Dempsey so that you can search rosin off of just 2 level 4s. We then have the Chaka 9 and the Borbo as our Zeus access cards. We then have the Scarlight and the Draco Berserker of the Tenyi because we play the Jet Synchron for the Dia Bellstar. We then have the Nightmare Phoenix and the Nightmare Cerberus as our generic Link 2s along with the SP Little Knight, so that we can make them off our Vanquish Souls and maybe even the Snake Eye Link away with after special summoning it. And then we have our 3 Protectors. So for everyone who's made it this far into the video, I'd like to thank you for watching and for the 600 plus subs. I truly appreciate your support, and now that we've monetized the channel, giving us access to supers and memberships means that more awesome stuff is on the horizon. Get the channel membership, just click on the description below, and there will be a link that takes you there. You'll also notice a free Discord link that I've made for us too. If you want to support me as a content creator, even if you can't donate supers or get a membership for the channel, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons help a lot too. For those wondering, I do plan on making updates to the channel as the support on the channel grows. Anyways, I hope to see you on the next one. It's Bones, signing out.